Ketchikan always has something very cool going on, and this time something very cool needs your help. This time of year, I'm here with AJ right here at the new KYI kind of working studio, right?
Yes.
But
yes.
there's a bigger goal in mind, and it needs to be completed by the end of the year. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're looking to hopefully finish by the end of December. This is our call to action campaign, and we are looking to hopefully get some feedback from the community to be able to come in and give us some volunteer work and physical labor and in parts, because we're a nonprofit organization.
Exactly.
So we're looking to the community to kind of come to us and help us in regards to finish our deadline and finish our space.
But the deadline is really big because you guys have a Rasmussen grant,
We do.
and it ends at the end of this year.
It does.
So if you don't complete this particular phase, you lost it.
That's right. It's a $98,000 grant from Rasmussen.
And that's huge.
It's huge, and it's going to do amazing things, not only for this space, but for the kids and to resonate in generations. And
So in
that's what
order
we're
to
looking forward
complete that grant, you guys have to actually complete work projects, right? And you have to bring the next phase to completion. So that's really all about man hours, volunteer hours, and perhaps some donated materials.
That's right, yes. Because it also includes a sprinkler system, and that's an expensive thing that we have to have in order for the building inspector to come in and be able to give us a certificate of occupancy.
Okay.
So that's what we're pushing for, so that we can get the city to say, yes, it's good, and mark it off so that we can have that grant.
And there's a little cash component, and I said, what? That's not so much. $16,000. I've seen it raised in a single day in this town.
Yeah, it's $16,000 is what we're looking for the last part of this phase, and we did a fundraiser last weekend for City, and we raised $1,800, but we still have a lot more to go.
Okay, so you could actually have volunteers come in, help you out. Okay, I'm watching this at home and I'm thinking, well, that's interesting. I maybe don't have the dime right now, but I definitely have the time, or I have some sort of talent.
That's right.
How do they get in contact with you, and what sorts of things are you looking for?
Well, we've got our website, which is kyiyouth.org, and you can go down to the website, and there's an area where you can put in your information, and maybe you're a carpenter, or maybe you do drywall, or maybe you're a painter. And again, you might not be able to donate those funds, but you can donate your time.
Fantastic.
And that can go, even further.
And maybe even contractors that have leftover materials?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you always see on Facebook and Free Cycle, Remodel Cycle, all these different things, people are like, I've got 5 sheets of plywood, I've got this, I've got that. Will you take those too?
Absolutely.
Okay, so any Harry, Dick, Sally, Sue can call you up and say, I've got this and I want to donate it.
And we've got a place to put it and a place to use it.
Yeah, you do, because this is a huge building. This used to be the old water building?
Yes,
that's it.
that's
the
right.
water division for the city years ago.
Right.
So it's quite enormous. This room that we're in right now is finished.
700 square feet.
Right.
Just here in this space.
But surrounding this.
That's right. It's a total square footage of 36.
36. Okay, so I mean, that's a lot of work.
Yes, that's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
Yeah,
so December 31st is the deadline.
That's right.
You betcha, and people can come in and help. Now, let's do a little sneak peek. Let's just assume, right? I'm thinking positive. I know this is going to happen. You finish this phase, where do you go from there?
We finished this phase here in phase 2, and we have a call to action campaign, and what that is a youth to work program.
Okay.
And so we have got our hearts and our minds open to be able to bring these youth in and teach them basic fundamentals and move them into a local job.
Nice.
And that's the end goal.
So we've got some kids sitting behind us, and this is a place where they can come daily?
Yes.
They can come here daily. That is
here
super
daily.
cool.
Yes, after school and up to 9 o'clock. So it allows them to have a creative space, and right now they are working on projects to where we will be putting them on the shelf here so that we can sell those to the public, and additionally have funds for the building program and whatever supplies that we need to provide for these kids.
And I think that's really important, because how many times over the years, having been on the school board and just very active in the community, you always hear not only kids but adults say, well, there's nowhere for the kids.
That's right.
Particularly the older kids, anywhere between 17 and say 23, 24, 25, there's nowhere for them to go. Well, this is a very cool place, and I think a safe one too, right?
It is, it really is. And it also allows us to have that platform to be able to mentor these kids in a lot of multifaceted ways. So
fantastic.
We're really excited.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
I got started in KYI by just pretty much one of my friends just asking, hey, do you want to go to this paintball course? It's pretty much free if you join the membership team. I said yes. That's pretty much how I got started. You?
Oh, me? Actually, I was introduced by a former member. I really enjoyed the program. It kind of gives kids a chance to kind of pursue something that interests them and also is very inspiring and helps the community in a way.
You'd want to go from about here to there. Anything from here to here or there to there, you're out. And masks. Safety is a big requirement for paintballing because you could get really injured. If you have glasses, they could be shot and broken in.
If you don't have glasses, you could like get your eye shot out or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a really big thing to have the
Safety.
safety on.
At all times, you must have your mask or goggles on.
What I really liked about the program was the fact that it really allowed youth to take full control. For example, with the paintball team, I was able to, once I took power, like an evil dictator, started bossing everyone around and got it going pretty efficiently.
Yeah, pretty much. I like how it's more youth-based than it is just the adults taking charge. We're allowed to make our own choices, and we're allowed to kind of communicate with each other on how we want the program to go and in the future how it will affect everyone around us.
It's a bit different from one of the other programs I've been, which was Boy Scouts, and that the Scout Masters really just took full control rather than let who was supposed to be control, which was the patrol leaders and other scouts. What my friends say when they find out I joined KYI is that they don't really know what it is. And when I do tell them that I run the paintball team, they just go, oh, you play free paintball. I'm pretty sure that could be fixed with just a little bit more advertising.
Yeah, my friends pretty much are like right around the same thing, except they don't really know what KYI is about. As soon as I started like telling them what it is about, they actually showed a lot of interest in it because of what we're doing. The birdhouses that we are currently painting right here, a couple of our members are, we are just pretty much, we're painting them to sell to the public and kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Bring wealth to us so that we can raise more money and just finish up the rest of this and hopefully help more youth.
If anybody's interested in joining, I would pretty much ask that they either talk to Hero or me or try and get in contact with Bobbie because she really is a great leader and very involved in this and has helped this program a lot.
You've come a long way. A hugely long way since the last time we were here was like a shell of a building.
That's true. Isn't this exciting?
This is amazing. This is so bright and colorful and cool and fun, and it's a business.
It is, and that's what's really important about this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is a great place for kids to come. It's a safe place, but you can see how much fun they had decorating
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
And yet, if you notice, and you'll have a chance to see that, there's also some very subtle, straight kind of looking things, so there's a mix. However, in my heart, and I've talked with you about this before, until today, it's about getting kids into jobs.
Mm-hmm.
It's about working with our 14 to 24-year-olds and helping them be work ready.
Mm-hmm.
Employers are so
Oh
frustrated.
yeah, they are. We talk to people over the ship, all over the community, and they're always like, we need work-ready people, we have the jobs.
Yes. So as we started with paintball, and over the last several years, probably about 4 years, we created a paintball leadership team concept, and now that program is totally run by teenagers.
Amazing.
And they do the whole thing.
So you were advertising that to the cruise ship.
Yes.
Cruise.
Cruise, right.
Krews.
Yes, yes,
Right?
yes.
This year, how'd that go?
But not as well as it could have because
Okay.
we had some trouble getting into the ships, and I'm still
okay.
figuring out how to open that door.
All right.
You run into people and they go, we didn't know you had paintball here, etc. But just envision that we have 20 crew members and they speak different languages and they're male and female and they're in different jobs. And now we have maybe a team of about 7 usually, 13 to 18-year-olds that are running the show.
Pretty cool.
It's very cool. And what's really neat about it is the adults do listen. And if they get out of line, the teenagers, the team leader says, "I'm sorry, sir, you can't play unless you wear your
Well,
mask."
that's a switch of the role.
It is. It's wonderful. So what happened this year is that team got really connected, and we made an impression on Ketchikan kayak when they came out to play. They took the kids on a kayak trip.
I saw that. That's amazing.
Yes, and they said, "Your guys are awesome." And a couple of months later, I said to Devin, "What did you mean by that?" And he said, "When I told my other guides that we were going to have a bunch of teenagers, they went, 'Oh, okay.'" He said they were on time, they had fun, they followed directions. He said they were professional. And I said, there is a way that we are showing the community the value of this program. And from that, it has blossomed into some other opportunities. This group of people are going to do customer service training for us next year.
Oh, wonderful.
They brought their people down and they did this whole wall, and I mean, it's just really connected. So that is something we've done with the paintball leadership program. Now, we've always known that so many youth have art talents that are hidden away.
Yeah.
And as I asked Bella Posey, who's our leading star person, she says they don't have materials and they don't have a place. So it's always been part of us to have a place for kids to enjoy their art and learn and do and so forth. So when we look over there, and we'll look at that later maybe, we will have a retail store here. We're calling it the workshop. In other words, people are working and it's a shop, and they will again learn all the things they need to do to be successful. How to price. Deborah Hayden came out and worked with Emma to look up how to find the prices and how to set a price point. And you know, and then we have other people.
It's not as easy as it looks.
It isn't. It isn't, you know, and that's to do some Christmas tree ornaments.
But those are, I want to learn more about those.
Oh,
They're
about
so
the-
cool.
oh, I
I
really
want
want-
one of these.
I really want to tell you this. This is a very simple one. Mary Henriksen is a very well-known artist in town. And she came to us about a year ago, and we did a workshop over at RYC actually. And several of these have been painted by RYC members. And she showed us how to do this, and then she gave us this as a gift. She said, "I've done enough birdhouses in my life, it's time for you to do it."
So what do you mean she gave it to you as a gift?
Well, this raised a lot of money for her through her life. She said at sometimes that's how she supported herself. She's a very fine artist. She could sell them. She has one in the Kansas City Royals headquarters. There's one back at the Smithsonian, you know. I mean,
Wow.
and she also paints suitcases and other things. But she developed that and made it work. So what we have here are some really great opportunities. We have people that are starting to show.
That's beautiful. See, and I love this one because, of course, it has veteran on it. So I'm like, how much would you sell that one for?
That would probably go, and we have to do our price point things. But I would say that that could go for maybe $49.
That's not bad, though.
No,
I
it
love
isn't.
it. Especially for a good cause,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And of course, we have to ship them to sell for tourists, so maybe it's more of a local appeal. Maybe next summer when all the tourists are walking by, they'll be more attracted to jewelry or smaller things that they can carry with them. But the kids will also, the youth will also learn how to ship it and package it. And so,
Right, we ship.
yes,
How do I
yes,
do that?
yes. And anything goes, I mean, as long as it's legitimate and, you know, appropriate. But
Exactly.
there's some pottery things sitting over there. There's some plant jewelry. I mean, we can do anything.
So if I'm a youth and I'm an artist and I wanted to become involved in this, I could, right?
Well, absolutely. There's a young woman who's moved south, and I'm really sorry. She's really into Zen tangles, and she was one of these. I don't remember which one. But she did this incredible Zen tangle stuff, and I thought, oh my God, it would be so awesome to have you do that. The other thing is, somebody may paint or develop some photograph or something that's really worth making copies of.
Exactly.
And the technology exists now for doing that. We have a friend actually in El Cerrito who said he would use his big, huge printing machine to print on copper, canvas, whatever. So that's an opportunity.
Now, do the kids, okay, so say the young person comes in and says, hey, I'm an artist. I wouldn't mind having some of my things for sale in here. The young person will still earn something off of that, right?
Absolutely.
But the organization will as well. So
Yes,
it's basically
it's
a
a share.
consignment type thing.
Yes, it is, and it
Okay.
is a shared opportunity. And we still have to work all of that out, and Deborah's going to be very helpful with her business
Fantastic.
planning background, because we also need to have a way to reward people who are doing all the backroom stuff.
Exactly.
So the neat thing that Hero came up with last week was that we can have the art shop, we can have the paintball leadership team. We had somebody making sawhorses to be sold through Madison. We can do all these different things, but it needs the PR, the HR, the bookkeeping, it needs all of that. So what that allows us is that shared business service aspect that we also had in our hearts at the beginning. And I know there's a ton of nonprofits in this town that don't have the resources to do bookkeeping and filing. We could be helping them a lot and training kids while we're doing it.
Exactly.
We're going to be busy.
And that is a very valuable skill,
Yes.
if you think about it.
Oh, it is.
Those support services, finance, accounting, HR, PR, you name it. That's something that these kids are going to walk out that front door with and be able to grab a job.
We, as part of our fundraising, we went to seasonal merchants this fall, and we went to jewelry stores and talked to them about joining a Not Just Passing Through campaign that we created, and spoke to them about, did they hire people locally? And they said, we've tried, but it never works, or there's exceptions. And one of them, I think, used the word determined. He said, I want to have someone that comes to work here who's determined. In other words, really wants to be successful. So we will find a way to have maybe a couple ready by spring.
Good.
For them to try out. Yeah.
So, last question. Did you ever think it would be where it is right now? I remember being down in the bowels of this building, surrounded by construction stuff. It was empty, and you were taking us around and saying, well, eventually that will be that, eventually that will be that. And there were huge amounts of construction materials sitting outside on the deck. It's so nice, it's warm.
And it was like that until the 1st of August of this year.
Really?
This has happened from the 1st of August through last month. And this has happened because people just came out and started working on it. And that's what we need to get the rest of the building done. And that's what's so exciting. And what's also really good is we get youth working with adults. And that is such an important connection. So we are reaching out to, this is community, this is Ketchikan. You guys want to support our youth, this is your chance. We've got what you can do to help us help
So what
them.
if a group wanted to come, say for example the Rotary Club?
Yes.
What if they wanted to come out and say, hey, we'll come out and work on a Saturday morning. We have, maybe some tools, we definitely have the people, but we don't have materials per se.
No problem. We have the materials, we have the supervisor, we have David Jensen is our contractor.
Know him and know him well. He's a
Yep,
great guy.
he's wonderful,
He's
and he's
fantastic.
wonderful with volunteers. So, for instance, Friday we'll have 10 Coast Guard people here, and they'll be working on the back of the building. So David will be running that job, and as Brian Winburn said when he said, I'll get this done, he said, Coast Guard guys do what they're told.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true, it's good, But a Rotary group could come, and believe it or not, you guys can hang sheetrock, and we can show you how to do it.
Exactly.
You know?
Okay. So
and
any
we have
group,
the tools,
right?
any group. And if we don't have the tools, we'll borrow them from the tool library. We'll have the masks, the safety glasses, and so forth. And it's fun if you come as a group, because then you're all doing it together.
Fantastic.
But there may be individuals that join the group.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Okay.
I love it.
Thank you. It's wonderful. Thank you for coming. There is one other part to this, and that is, remember she said that we are doing substantial completion, but what comes next after that is a kitchen, a washer, dryer, and a shower. And that is focused on supporting kids that are on the street. The ones that are couch surfing, the estimated 20 homeless youth that we have in our town that nobody knows about. And it's hard to get to them because they don't trust necessarily, But after this keeps going, there'll be a place. This will be the place that people walk in to find out where they can go to get help or something that they need.
I love your
The
vision.
hub, yeah. It's an open door. We won't have all the answers, but we can tell them, try this, try that. We work one-on-one with kids just to help them understand how to go through the door and ask for somebody to give their application to. They don't even know you need to do that, so we can go a long ways pretty quickly.
That's true.
Yeah.